these events don't organise themselves. We are very dependent on the contribution and the involvement of a lot of people. So, in no particular order, thank you all as attendees for coming. Thank you again, as I mentioned earlier, to all our sponsors. If we don't have sponsors, we can't do this day. So we are very dependent and very grateful to the sponsors for continuing to support us. Some of the sponsors have been with us here in Birmingham for the last 4 years. Names that were sort of small 4 years ago, like Nutanix and SimpliVity, are now sort of much more established, and that's another value part of VMUG, is you're getting early exposures to companies that are startups today and then next year's trendsetters. All of the community sessions that went on a mezzanine, so all of our conversations with, for example, Julian, he's taken a day off just from London just to come up and talk, just because he can and because he likes to. So we're very grateful for people who take time out of their day jobs for whom this isn't what they do and come and support us. VMware, obviously, and Martin, they always support us really, really well. Last year they came up, I think, with 13 or 14 of their members of staff. We had GSS over today, who came over from Dublin, just for your benefit. So thanks to them. Obviously, Emily, Maria, and Scott from VMUG HQ, who make us look half professional. So thanks very much, ladies. And Scott. So I didn't mean to include. That was a pause for comedic effect. And as ever, the venue and the staff, and Steve quietly making us all sound and look good. Quite right, too. So the sessions that have been recorded by our gentlemen at the back are going to be uploaded to YouTube in the next few days, so bear with us on that. The way we will let you know about that is purely with the UK VMUG hashtag. If we're able to email those of you that we have your details, we will, but look on Twitter, keep on looking for the next few days, UK VMUG. If you haven't submitted your feedback, while I'm talking, while we're doing the giveaways, would be a great time. Again, that's the single most sort of worthwhile thing for us as the organizers that you can do. Let us know what's good, let us know what's bad, or otherwise indifferent. I mean, I had a fantastic banana for lunch, so I mean, I'm definitely getting that on my feedback. In particular, the session feedback for the presenters. So again, folks taking days off, let them know what they did well, let them know, what could have gone a bit better, and they will provide better content for you all next time. So, hashtags there. If you've had a good day or a bad day, let us know. So, like a leaping salmon, it's always nice to end with a piscine metaphor. We have breached last year's attendee count. So each year the event's got a bit larger. We're not going for major growth. We're happy just to add a few attendees and a few sponsors and keep everyone happy. So last year, 459, if I'm not wrong, was the official attendee count on the day. Are we ready? Metaphorical drum roll. We've gone for 471. That's the kind of sustainable, incremental improvement we're looking for. I think next year 492, 493. We don't want to get the half century. We just want to keep it manageable. So thanks a lot for being a part of that. So UK VMUG, we think we want to do this again. We've already hit 4 years. Let's do a 5, why not? We have tentative dates as described there. So the 19th of November, it's a Thursday again next year, about the same time of year. And because planning is what it is, we've already got dates for 2016 and 2017. These are non-binding. They may change, but for now, that's what the plan is. London events. So as I mentioned earlier, we also chip in on the London side. So we have confirmed dates for these dates. Is anyone from the Southwest VMUG here? Has anyone else got any sort of UK-based VMUG dates for us to advertise? So these are our dates. 22nd of January, we will be in London. If you're interested in sponsoring or speaking, do come along or be in touch with us. Other UK and Ireland-based VMUG groups. So we've not been idle. We've got London, we've got the Northeast, who I believe are sort of Tyneside, Northwest, who I believe are sort of homed around Manchester, Southwest around the Bristol area, Yorkshire, and Ireland. So if you've enjoyed today, if you're one of the folks who put your hands up at the beginning and said, I'm a new attendee. Scotland, sorry. I work in Glasgow at the moment, and after all the skullduggery that's been going on up there the last few weeks, I didn't know if they're still, no, yeah. So they're still part of UK. So, sorry, our friends in Scotland as well. I'm going to get some ribbing for that. So if you've enjoyed today and you want to keep going, We'd love to see you at another sort of smaller local event, if not here next year, if at all possible. So, part of VMUG, if you wish, there's a completely optional product. So a VMUG meeting will always be free to come along to. That's sort of inviolable. At the same time, there's some potential value to be had from a product called VMUG Advantage. Free access to the most recent VMworld, if I'm not wrong, ladies, so that would include this year. 20% discount on VMware training. It actually works. I did some VMware training earlier this year, and I got free money. It was fantastic. Reduced cost workstation and reduced cost exams, and the reduction on VMworld is in addition to any other reduction. So if you're an alumnus, I won't be saying that again, this discount is over and above any other discounts you may already get. So do the maths. If it makes sense, feel free to sign up, and if it doesn't, don't. So there's no obligation. No chickens or cats will suffer. So, passport to prizes draw. So we've had several people submitting all their cards. I don't know how many of these, is it just one? We're 3. Chris, if you're a winner of this one as well, I think you may not get out of here alive. Should we get, Chris, would you like to pull one out? Good.
What if I pull my name?
Well, great job, thank you. So we've got Aid Greenwood. Aid, are you still about? Good man. Hey! Thanks a lot. Brilliant. We've also got Jason Cardy. Jason, are you still here? Good man, come on over. Quick round of applause. And Philip Cokes from Queen's College. Philip, good man. Wow, 3 for 3. We've also got some vendor giveaways. So in no particular order, and not reflecting their status to us as sponsors, yeah, feel free to come forward. We'll rattle through these. So as described earlier, you have to be here. I don't know why I'm saying this to you, because you are all here. But in case we pull a name and we don't get a response, we'll move on fairly quickly to another. I feel like some kind of motivational speaker with this thing on it. It's quite intoxicating. So this is for Tintry. Tintry, what are you giving away?
A mini iPad.
A mini iPad. Wow, fantastic. It's only Chris Wall. No, it's not. It's Brendan Higgins. Now, the name's strangely familiar. Brendan, come forward. Great job. Proof that irony is alive and well. Right, next we have Bitdefender. And I'm going to look the other way. Splendid. Stu McHugh from Clyde & Co. Stu, where are you? Good man, come forward. Thanks very much. And good heavens, what's this? Oh, that's for the drone.
Yep.
Wow. Does it come with Reapers or are they optional? Stu, you're going on a hot sunny trip. Fantastic. Thanks very much, gents. Bitdefender. Fusion.io. So this is the Lego PCI cards, if I'm not wrong. Right, yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Do we know?
They were built, but we dropped them.
Right. It's a DIY job.
It's a DIY job. Yeah, you got to do those. So.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Is that 2 prizes or is that?
It's 2. Yep, 2 separate.
Okay.
Pieces.
So we've got Pankaj from Phoenix IT. Pankaj, are you here? Good man. Quick round of applause. And John Barnett from Banks Group. John?
Thank you. Well done. You're welcome.
Oh, John Barnett. Calling once, calling twice. Oh dear, right.
We've missed one. Oh, missed one.
Okay. Andrew Warrington from TD Direct. Are you there? Good man. Thanks very much, gents.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Ah.
Pernix Data driving days, 2.
2 Pernix Data driving days. So 2 lots of 2?
So driving day, there are 2 of them.
There are 2 of them. So 2 draws?
2 draws, please.
Right.
Yeah, 1.
Atha, extrovert. Come forward. Where are you? Good man. And we've got Wayne Nelson from Micron. Wayne, are you still here? Wayne, going once, going twice. Anyone want to protect? No. Okay, we're not.
Right.
Ed Huntley, I believe it is. Ed? Great, good news. Thanks very much. Cheers, guys. We've got nimble storage with a GoPro. Wow,
Unfortunately,
okay.
someone ran off with our box, so we're dealing it like a pack of cards.
Fantastic. Is that one from the top, two from the bottom?
Take your pick.
Okay.
What have we got?
Gary Argent from IISS. Gary, you here? Good effort. Thanks very much. Cheers, Nimble. So, Gary, you've now got to take up kite surfing or scuba diving or some such activity. You're
Of extreme sport.
a motorcyclist, that'll do.
That'll do.
Even worse life expectancy than a skydiver. Well done. PS4. PS4 from Nutanix. Jeremy Bowman. Jeremy. Jeremy's gone.
Tweet him. Here's what you could have won.
Hold on. Let's go. Oh dear.
And the next Southwest VMUG.
yeah.
You're never going to get invited back.
I think he's gone to Hyper-V now, Jeremy. Right, who have we got? Seamus O'Brien. Seamus, are you still here? Well done, that man. Cheers, Matt.
I got a prize for Simon, Jane, Stuart, and Alaric.
Wow.
So yeah, if they could all come forward. So I hope you can hear me. I just really quickly wanted to say thank you on behalf of VMUG headquarters to all of our leaders who think of you when they're planning these events. This has been a great team for us to work with. They really have you in mind when picking all of the sessions and really thinking through the agenda and the details that you experience as customers throughout the day and our partners. So just a huge round of applause to all of them. We're so grateful for their support.
Thank you very much.
And one last thing, VMUG headquarters is committed to hearing from you as customers and members. So if you have any questions or there's things in the community that you want to see, please feel free to talk to Maria or I when you're leaving, or even contact us at the office. We're always happy to hear from you. So
I'd just
thanks
like
so
to
much.
clarify that I'm not rubbing up against Emily. It's purely for the mic.
Yes,
Thanks
thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's very kind. So we've got just a couple more slides. Any more prizes, or we're all squared away? Happy campers? Anyone apart from Jeremy? Ooh, that's not going to sit well, is it? So we'd love to keep hearing from you. There's a tendency, because we do 3 events or 4 events a year, that we have very peaky and trophy. So when we're active, and when we're not, it all goes a bit quiet. So there is another option of V-Beers, which combines technology with alcohol. It's a wonderful thing. I don't know why we're not doing it now. So there's the V-Beers website, which is an informal thing you can do yourself. There's, like I mentioned, other VMUGs. The Twitter tags, hashtags just there. Just one more thing. So in London, Simon and I have been catching up today about what we've got some funds that we'd like to use for a constructive purpose. So presenting is never something we want to do. You look out and you see a face is looking at you, and you get a bit dry of mouth, and I don't know what to say next. So we want to help people get up and present and talk about things. So there are perfectly valid reasons why you might not want to do that, or why your job doesn't sort of allow you to, for security reasons or privacy or what have you. But for those who would like to and are able to, we want to sort of give you a bit of a leg up, bit of a helping hand. So how do you go from this sort of view of presenting to this approach to presenting? So that is Terry Thomas on the right and Harold Lloyd on the left. The aspect's not doing us any favors on this. So Mike Mike Laverick's been very involved in a program called Feed Forward. Si's name for what we're trying to do is the V factor. This logo is just something I cooked up earlier. It bears no resemblance to any other famous entertainment logo that you can think of. And the proposal is that in a 50-minute slot at a London event for now, we've got enough time for 5 10-minute slots. So what we're hoping to encourage at this link, which we'll circulate afterwards via Twitter and so on, there's a web form there, and you submit basically your proposal for a speech on 10 minutes of a topic with a title and an abstract. there's a couple of caveats. We want to encourage new people to come forward. So if you've already spoken, we're very grateful for your continued participation, but this particular program is just for new speakers. So no VMUG or VMworld experience before, and you must be an end user, so a consumer of the product, so sort of resellers and sponsors and so forth. Unfortunately, while we value your involvement, this is for end users. So if you're an end user, you've not spoken before, you've got a bit of an itch you'd like to scratch, it's a new year, it's 2015, why not give it a go? So let us know by the 19th of December. Now you're thinking, well, this is all very well and good. I'll stand up, embarrass myself, and what's the benefit of this? Career benefit. So we all did our first presentation at some time. So even Joe Bagley got up for the first time in front of an audience and started talking. Chris Wall, obviously, sorry, pointing in completely the wrong direction. At some point, Chris, you did your first talk, your first presentation, maybe it was at work, and then you sort of graduate onto bigger things. So we all start somewhere, and we want this to be the starting point. So bribery. Basically, we're just going for bribery. We've got some funds to disperse. So for the 5 sessions that we select, for this London event, it needs to be enough to kind of bring you out of the woodwork, basically. I'm not comparing it to wood lice, but that is probably not a bad... The first prize is a MacBook Air. The second prize will be an iPad Air, an iPad Mini, and then there'll be Amazon vouchers for 4th and 5th. So for the 5 people we select in January, 5 10-minute talks, your peers will decide which one is their favorite, and you're thinking, okay, well, how do I go from 0, where I am, to that? So the Feed Forward program, there is a dedicated URL at vmug.com. I think I've got my slides slightly in a pickle here, so I beg your pardon. So there's a dedicated link at vmug.com/feedforward, and the idea is you submit a request for Feed Forward, and Feed Forward basically is, as opposed to feedback, which you get after you've done something, Feed Forward is advice and sort of information you get in advance. So more or less you present to someone over a link of some sort, so Skype or what have you, they then provide feedback in advance of you doing your session. So it's kind of coaching, mentoring, you'll be hooking up with other VMUG or VMware associated individuals. And it's deliberately meant to be constructive and helpful. So it could cover everything from speaking too fast, what you're doing with your hands, time management, how do you get something worthwhile into 10 minutes when you have to have a start, a middle, and an end? So vmug.com/feedforward, we'll be doing more tweeting about this in the coming days. We would love to get submissions from new speakers. And like I say, the ambition is to give you some new skills for the workplace. I think as Chris touched on and Joe touched on, infrastructure folks, if you consider yourself to be an infrastructure sort of professional at the moment, just give us a quick show of hands. So Joe's session this morning, where there was a large empty box where infrastructure is something to be aware of. And as Chris just said, change is coming. We can see it coming. It's clearly signposted. Let's do something about it. And I think as well as the technical skills, the PowerShell, the automation, the orchestration, all of those things, there's professional skills. There's speaking, there's writing, there's giving ourselves some extra kind of strings to our bow. So it's our hope that we can, help you do this and sort of, round some corners. I think with that, I'm keeping you all from your day jobs. Anything more, Jane, that we need to? There is, and I have omitted to include it. So you see, this is what happens. I finished my slides early, and they weren't complete. And if I do it just in time, they're perfect. So what I did was actually got ahead of myself. So we will, using the hashtag UKVMUG, we will provide you with a link. Actually, I beg your pardon. It's on there. So tinyurl.com/vfactorLondon there. So we'll tweak this and we'll upload these slides to our area at the end of the day. Give it a bit of thought. Some of you, this won't be applicable and it's absolutely not going to happen. For me, 10 minutes of my time with the prospect or the possibility of a MacBook Air at the end of it, I think it's kind of worth a punt. So if we have tempted you, we hope we can tempt you to contribute. So the event will be on the 22nd of January in London. I think if we don't see you at one of those events, we certainly hope to see you here again next year. And that's it from me for now. So thanks very much for attending.